Hey YouTube, what goes on? Welcome to Live at 7:05. Here we are. Can you freaking believe it? It's almost here. It's right around the corner. We spent all this time leading up to it. And wouldn't you know, it's almost Thursday. I'm just kidding. It's the holiday season. The big one is only a few days away. If you celebrate that persuasion, if you don't, I'm sure you're still busy with whatever holidays you do celebrate in this joyous, busy as hell time of year. But we're here to talk about action figures. We're here to open some final figures for consideration for my top 10 action figure lists that will be coming out starting this upcoming Sunday. Sunday. So this upcoming Sunday, we will probably start pumping out some of our top 10 action figure videos of the year. I've dabbled with it in the past. I think I finally unlocked the secret to doing it, and that is just being myself, which is kind of a scary thought to some people, but I'm going to roll and see how it goes. So tonight, we're going to crack open a few figures. You're looking at the brand new AEW Sting sitting there on the rotating base, the Luminary series. I am freaking jacked as hell to have this. Just got it in recently for Ringside Collectibles. Didn't get a chase, unfortunately, but I'm still pretty happy to have this in hand, as I am one of the biggest Sting fans. I don't know if it's ever, but pretty damn big Sting fan for sure. So I'm looking forward to opening this guy, but spoiler alert, I am not cracking him open tonight. I believe I am getting one more from Santa Claus this upcoming week. So I'm going to hold off just to make sure that Santa Claus does deliver so that I have one that is minty on card, because this is one of the AEW figures I definitely want on card because this thing looks friggin' amazing. I don't know if you can really tell here in the lighting, but it's actually like a bluish color, like reflective blue for this Luminaries collection that they are doing with Sting. It just came out freaking incredible. So I'm very, very, very excited to have this in a collection. And if you're wondering, yes, this will technically be considered for top 10 wrestling figures of the year. So something I've never done before here on the channel, on my young channel that is a top 10 wrestling figures. Now, I have told you in the past, I'm obviously a huge AEW fan. We cracked this guy open right here last Wednesday here in Live 705. Had a lot of fun with him. Great looking figure. Put him up here against Krampus in the back, the Mythic Legion, which we also cracked open last week. So if you're curious to see the Krampus figure unboxed from Mythic Legions, and not a lot of people got their hands on, and now it's going for one hell of a premium, might I tell you, on the secondary market, you can check him out from last week's Live 705. Thing's insane. But top 10 wrestling figures will be coming out next week. It'll be basically a list of AEW and WWE. I will make sure to put a notice up front on that video that I do not collect every single AEW, but I'm closer to doing that than I am every single WWE. I picked up just the ones I liked this year, which would make sense, as some of them will be my top 10 wrestling figures list. Also, my bread and butter top 10 Marvel Legends will be occurring. Also, top 10 G.I. Joe classifieds. There are about 19 of those released this year, 21, I think, if you count the Bat and the Alley Viper, which I don't count because, honestly, they are not readily available to people. I have basically right now pre-orders everywhere for those. GameStop had them up most recently, and they were the ones promising the earliest delivery. So I'm holding out on GameStop delivering before the end of the calendar year. But before we get, and actually before we even get to that, also I will be doing a top 10 Marvel Legends Deluxe list as well for 2021. That'll be your Build-A-Figures. That'll be your deluxe single pack figures. That'll be anything that's basically larger than a single released figure. That'll be its own separate list. And then the granddaddy of them all, I never did one of these. Last year, I typed it up. I had it all ready to go, was my top 10 overall action figures last year. And I just never filmed it. I just got lazy. Honestly, I got lazy, so I never filmed it. So I'm looking forward again to, for the first time ever, having my top 10 overall action figures also out there. So before we start ripping into the three figures I've set aside for tonight, a Marvel Legend and two AEWs, let's take a couple of minutes here and see who is obviously in the chat, who's joining us tonight. So up top, let's see who rolled in so far. Four Feathers is in the house. How you doing, Four Feathers? What is up, sir? I will give you a big cheers to that as well as I drink out of my Christmas vacation National Lampoon's Chevy Chase mug. Alyssa's in the house. How's it going, Alyssa? What is up, Alyssa T? 25 Toys. What's going on? How you doing? What is going on? Happy holiday season. It's Sting, says Four Feathers. What's going on, man? So yeah, so again, I know everybody's busy. I literally was wrapping gifts for the last hour and a half. I got like paper cuts on my fingies from wrapping all this nonsense. Toys that aren't for myself, which is a rarity. But anyways, let's get right to this. So the first figure we're going to open that I actually have two of is going to be the Marvel Legends Ultron from the Ursa Major wave. I did manage to get two of these at the $17 and change discounted rate over at a Walmart when these kind of had a kickback on the price. I know it's a somewhat older figure. For whatever reason, I just never got myself to open it. I liked it. I thought it was cool. I considered even army building them since I bought two. But needless to say, I just never got to opening them for whatever reason. So we're going to crack him open. Also, the Build-A-Figure piece here is going to Jay Girk, the collector, my good buddy. So we'll be hooking him up with that Build-A-Figure piece so he can finish his Ursa Major, which, you know, I love and will definitely be shown some love in my top 10 Marvel Legends Deluxe and possibly overall list this year. If you're unfamiliar with this robotic son of a gun, there is your write-up. Robot, mechanical genius, science experiment gone wrong. Ultron is the supreme weapon of mass destruction, an immortal threat to the Avengers and all humankind. I believe Hank Pym created him in the comics. In the movies, they took a swerve. This is the comic book figure. So this would be considered an army builder to me because Ultron is notorious for having multiple versions of himself flying around helping him out. Dark Joker's in. Dante, what's going on, Dante? Infinity Equation represented. How you doing, sir? Scott's in the house. Scott Endicott, how are you? Loving that Sting figure, and I made the start. Hell yeah. Yeah, man, it is freaking incredible. And I'm glad you're here, sir. Thanks for being here. Andre, what's going on? Playtime with Andre. Very Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, son. Merry Christmas. How you doing, sir? Lacerda's in the house. Lacerda, very cool photos this past week, dude. You've been freaking slaying it. Love the Kevin McAllister hitting up the pipe and the boozy treats. Well, Krampus is in the background. Very cool photos. So check that out on Instagram at Lacerda Photo. Killing it with his holiday photos. So let's get right into this guy. I've slowly been purging my Marvel Legends boxes. I might keep this one because the artwork is pretty freaking cool. I basically still have them on a shelf like a bookcase, like their books, but man, I gotta start getting rid of some of these things. Okay, let's give the old, there it is, a little bit of a fake sniff going on. And again, Jay Girk, the collector, my friend, will be getting that Build-A-Figure piece. There is the background. The insert is Ultron. That is a very cool artwork as well, with the unique Ultron background. Probably really can't use it for too much, but it looks pretty damn cool if you ask me. We do get multiple fists, which is pretty awesome. Open gripping hand, way open hand on there. Open gripping hand, two fists. Again, the Build-A-Figure piece and that good old Kirby crackle. So my thing with this is I can just tell by looking at it, it's freaking awesome, right? I know it's a cool looking figure. It's awesome. I dig it. I just don't know where it's going to fit in my list. I think that's why it took me so long to open the damn thing. So I'll put them up here so we can get the stand. However, guys, what have you been finding recently? Or what have you had coming in? I know that Scott mentioned that his Sting had come in. Has anybody else had any deliveries here at the end of the year? Anybody get a bat in from GameStop or anything else crazy that was supposed to come in later but came in earlier? Anybody find anything in the stores? Again, stores are freaking insane right now. They are packed as hell. Dante, give it about 10 seconds till that falls, because as we know, it ain't a Disavowed live stream unless something falls over. So yeah, we will see. But again, what are you guys finding in stores? What have you been picking up in your hauls recently? I have been pretty light. The Sting came in. I did pick up FTR, as you saw in my most recent toy video. I believe it was in my most recent toy video. If not, it's out tomorrow. So I'll be talking about FTR. I picked them up at a damaged price, which is pretty awesome. Midwest Toy Box. What's going on, man? Happy holidays, sir. Oh, I'm sorry. As I said Kevin McAllister, I meant Ralphie. My bad. I think I thought to myself that Kevin McAllister would also look cool. Brian 3B, happy holidays, Disavowed. Thank you, sir. You as well. Okay, Figures. What's going on, man? What is up? He got his Action Force on the way. That is incredible. Alyssa had some deliveries. Okay, Figures. I saw a review by Hooded Cobra Commander 798, I believe the numbers are, on the Sergeant Slaughter Valaverse. Look pretty cool. I have mine pre-ordered at Big Bad Toy Store. Hoping it comes in soon. NECA Pizza Monster. Too bad it had its foot broke off. Oh, that's terrible, Lacerda. It's that ultimate just pumped feeling. You're so excited to see something new, and then it's broken. That's awful, right? So I'm sorry to hear, sir. All right, so let's get in here to the Kirby Crackle. This goes in his mouth. We'll see what it looks like here. And, yeah, you know, again, I'm digging it. I think it looks pretty cool. I don't know. I haven't watched any videos how this is supposed to go in here. I'm just going to kind of shove it in there and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Just get it on. There we go. So yeah, I don't know how it's supposed to go. I didn't do a review, but I like it. I think it looks pretty cool. I guess I could probably balance it a little bit better in there. It's like he's like a dog eating a bone. There we go. Good enough for me for now. So yeah, this thing looks pretty freaking cool. I'm digging it. I like it. What can I say? Nice paint job. Got all the basic metallic paint going on there from what I can tell. Completely painted. Looking awesome. Again, extra fists, extra hands. That's cool. Build a figure piece. Going to Jay Girk to collector. Let's see. I don't know if we can get a hold of skull or something cool here because, it's Ultron, right? He's always, trying to take people over or kill people or kill humans or whatever the hell it is. So let's see if we can take Krampus' skull here. Here we go. How's that look? So we have our Ultron killer robot hanging onto the skull. Pretty cool. I'm good with it. We got a little bit of attitude there in the head that I kind of like. You can kind of tilt the head. And a lot of the figures I picked out this year, I think I like the most because you could do cool stuff with their head sculpts. You can turn them around. You can get that attitude. I know Dark Joker's enabled me originally to pick up that Legion figure from the AOA wave on Target's website instead of waiting for it because I really enjoyed how the attitude of the head kind of tilted back and forth. So you can definitely expect some AOA love in my Marvel Legends cards, my Marvel Legends top 10, which will be coming out again later this week. Let's see what I got going on here. Dark Joker says Action Force AF. I agree, man. I can't wait to get that Sergeant and put him on my shelf and mess around with him. I had also kudos to Bobby Val and Valaverse for putting in the little insert I saw in the Sergeant Slaughter review I watched, just kind of like they do with Plunderlings, telling you to heat them up before you mess around with them at all, just so that you are very careful when you are taking those out of the packaging before you start moving them around too much. Hey, Brian, what's going on? How you doing, sir? Glad you enjoyed the walkthrough of the encounter this past week. Thanks for the comment over here on YouTube. Love walking through that store. It's a great time. You never know what you're going to see. And I remember you telling me, sir, when I saw you at VR Hobbies Toy Show down in Nazareth or Easton area, that you did order some new figures that were coming in, and I saw newer figures there. So I can see they're starting to load those shelves with new stuff too. So a lot of Black Series there, AEW and such. Alyssa says, hey, Disavowed, I think I'll be getting a special delivery from Florida tomorrow. Yeah, so yeah, the GF and I here. Yeah, took some time, took some asking, some begging, some pleading. But we might have something special coming in from Florida, from a Disney store location at Disney Springs that I will share with you next Wednesday. I plan on taking next Wednesday off originally, since I'll be filming so many top 10 videos, and then obviously the holidays and such. But you know what? A certain 3-pack might be my possession by tomorrow, which I will post on Instagram, and then we will review together here in 705 next Wednesday night. So keep your eyes open. That is on its way. Pretty excited to get that. Ultron is my top 5 of the year. Okay, figures. He's in consideration, man. He looks cool. Again, having not opened him much, I opened him till now, I should say. I'm not quite sure will he'll fall on my list, but he's in consideration, or else I would have been opening him right now. So that's cool. And guys, feel free to let me know what you think your top 10s are. I'm easily swayed. I give him the peer pressure sometimes. So if you want to send me a message on Instagram or throw a comment up after the video here and try to convince me what your top 10 might be, or your top 5 might be, feel free to do so. So let's take a look here as I am sitting here. Also, another Marvel Legend I have very much been happy I picked up. It's not very versatile, don't get me wrong. However, Cyber from that Amazon exclusive pack, I didn't spring for the whole pack, even when it was on crazy clearance, not even clearance, but sale price, because I just don't need another Omega Red. I really didn't care much about the Hellfire Club at this point. But I wanted Cyber, because Cyber is just one of those villains. I talked about him here in Live 705. I won't go through it all again. Classic Wolverine villain from the 90s that I read the comic. But I love the silver arms. I love him with silver or platinum. And you can see here, that's the reasoning. I have him lined up. He has the adamantium arms over his skin, over his arms. Yeah, whatever it might be. But lined up with Ultron. Thought that might look pretty cool as well. Forfeather says, I heard that on the 30th, Target will be selling or have the classified bats. Oh, dude. Now, okay, are we talking the general release bats, Forfeathers? Or are we talking about the repainted Python Patrol bat? I'd be curious to see what they're going to have there. 25 Toy says Ultron would look good posed with the 80th anniversary Legends. He would. And he definitely has that classic villain look to him. I passed on the MCU version of him many times. Definitely digging this version much more. Okay, Figures says Cyber is pretty awesome. Nothing really new with that body, but it works well. I agree, and that's my thoughts are very similar. It does what it's supposed to do, and that's why I picked it up. You're not going to get a lot of crazy poses out of it or anything, but you'll get some pretty neat things out of it that'll look okay. You can do some pretty cool things with it. And just since we will be moving on from Marvel Legends here over to some AEW action. By the way, I'm not going to go super long tonight because I still have to wrap some more presents, and I also want to get ready for AEW. But you know my man right here, Ursa freaking Major. There's him lined up with the Ultron, obviously one of the bigger baths of the year. Man, you know this guy is going to be getting much love in my top 10 deluxe bath list, as well as possibly the overall figures of the year. This thing has been a dream from the beginning. I loved this freaking figure. So cool. But let me know what you think about it in the comments. There are so many to choose from for that top 10 list. You know, the one thing, Four Feathers, regarding Marvel Legends, at least for the top 10, I shied away from most MCU. I picked up some. I was very selective with MCU Marvel Legends. In general, I was very selective with Legends this year in general. The Bad Guys wave was great. AOA, I picked up the entire wave to build Colossus. I picked up some, you know, the other deluxe figures and packs, but I didn't go all in on Legends this year. You know, I think they had some good releases, but I didn't go ham. And, you know, and really I didn't go ham on anything. I kind of spread the money around this year, and I bought what I wanted. I said last year, you know, at the New Year's show, I said, I'm not going to get sucked into sensationalism this year. It's very easy on Instagram to just buy everything because people have it. You need it, right? I tried just to buy what I wanted. I mean, it sounds like it's a simple thing, but sometimes we get pulled in and we have to buy stuff because people are posting it on Instagram or on YouTube. I bought what I wanted this year. And if I didn't really want it that bad, I didn't buy it. Or maybe I bought it and sat there for a week and I didn't care and I took it back, you know? So what are you going to do, right? But yeah, overall figures, man, between NECA, Marvel Legends, Mythic Legions, I'm somewhat including, Black Series. I mean, I don't do Power Rangers or anything. But there's so many NECA. Diamond Selector to be represented in my top 10 list this year. Six Packs and Knickknacks says, what goes on, everybody? Merry Christmas. Let's start a photo. I pre-ordered general release bats from Amazon. Says due in January. So they're bumping them up. I'm holding out that I think GameStop might get them here first, hopefully. Dante, the Feats of Strength will begin at approximately 1:30 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. So make sure you are well stretched. Four Feathers says, I believe the regular one's not repainted Python. Well, I guess I'll be going to Target on the 30th. The GF knows that I woke up bright and freaking early to get that G.I. Joe Viper in the Classified series in the Lehigh Valley on New Year's Day at friggin' 6:30 a.m. this past year. Would rather not do that again, but I will if I have to. Also, that G.I. Joe Classified Viper, you might see him turn up in the top 10 list as well. Loved that figure. Lacerda says Krampus definitely goes on top 10. Yeah, man, I'm loving Krampus right now. He will somehow be represented in one of my lists. I try to avoid recency bias. It's very easy. So again, two older figures here clearly that I'm talking about are older ones. So we're not necessarily focused on recency bias as much. But you do have to be careful. It's very easy to get pulled in to newer things. But that Krampus was just so well done, so well released, and kept a secret, quite frankly, by the Mythic Legions group, by the Four Horsemen. So that is pretty impressive, again, that they managed to swing what they swung with that. Okay, Figure says the actor who played Ursa in Black Widow said he just got back from shooting 6 months on a Disney project. No, that's freaking cool, man. Are they gonna pull him in as a mutant? Four Feather says that's how it should be. Buy what you like. Yeah, man. You can't. Everybody gets pulled in sometimes, but you got to get what you like. Kiwi in the house. What's going on, sir? How are you? Lacerda says GameStop has shipped bats already. I have heard that, Lacerda. I also heard that people were getting them in the mail and not even getting a shipping notice. They're just rolling into their house. Now, I got on the GameStop wagon a little late. And again, everybody, just like to say, cheers for the holiday season here. As my friend Clark Griswold here, drinking not water. Tasty. However, yeah, so I got a little late into the game, so I don't know, obviously, if I get pushed back in the line. But yeah, I'm hoping. I jumped at GameStop. I jumped at Big Bad, pretty much everywhere. And then I figured I'd cancel once enough of them shipped of what I wanted. All right, so story time, really quick here with Disavowed. So this guy here, floating around, number 54, Series 7 of the Unrivaled collection, our good old Dax the Axe Hardwood from FTR. Check this out. I don't know how well I can see this. I think this is in my video tomorrow, or it was just in the Tuesday video. I frankly cannot remember. I think it's tomorrow. So this was cut. I'm assuming this got slit by the person taking it out of the case. It's the only thing I can understand. When I first saw it, I thought maybe somebody stole the belts out of it. And then I realized that that was not the case. That both AEW belts were still in here. So both of these were slit in the exact same spot. Maybe somebody went for the belts and they got scared and put them back. I think more likely than not, somebody slit them by accident, taking them out of the case. But they're both cut across the middle. So again, I think Santa Claus might be bringing me these all minty, but I said, you know what? I'll take these to customer service. Never hurts to ask. I got those 2 Baroness bikes on Black Friday because I just asked and said, hey, is G.I. Joe 50% off BOGO? I didn't know if it was. I wasn't positive. I didn't know what the hell the sign said. Not my job to know what the sign said. I just asked. They said, sure, BOGO. Here, take it, 50% off. So I took it to customer service. I said, hey, I really want these. There aren't any other ones on the peg of these 2 characters, which was true, not a lie. Only 2 top guys there. And they said, yeah, they're clearly damaged. They said, we'll knock, I think it was 10% off or something off each. So I got 10% off each of these bad boys for the damaged box so I can open them up. So I have 2 Lucy's. And then on top of that, I also had like the 5% birthday discount that I had in the Target Circle app or whatever from my birthday from last week. So, or 2 weeks ago. Wow, I'm really falling behind on time here. So I was pretty happy. So got these. We're going to crack them open tonight, tear these suckers open, get the top guys on the shelf for AEW tonight. Looking forward to it. Kiwi. Yeah, dude posted photo of 13 bats. That is insane. 13 of them. So yeah, maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we won't. I'm kind of hoping I get a couple in hand. I only ordered 2. I don't want to be greedy. Plus I kind of spread the love, like I said. So 2 is good for me for now. And then I'll kind of add the collection as we go. They said they'll be readily available to not go panicking. So 4 for there says, and to everyone else I miss, cheers as well. Happy holidays. Sir, you are a gentleman and a scholar. Same to you. So let's rip into these. So we have Dax the Axe and we have Cash Wheeler. If you're not an AEW fan, I apologize. But this is FTR, which stands for multiple things in AEW. They were the tag team champions for a short while. I'm hoping they get the tag team titles back. They're members of the Pinnacle with MJF and his crew of guys. They are wrestling tonight live on Dynamite in a 6-man match against Sting, Darby Allin, and CM Punk. It's clobbering time. So again, these guys are very relevant in the title picture overall in AEW. Let's rip open Cash Wheeler first. And this is nice. I have no anxiety for once over opening a figure. Oh no, did this slice his jack a little bit too? Nope, that's just a shadow. Good. All right, so I have less anxiety ripping this thing open because of the fact that it's already damaged. So maybe that's the secret for me with not having anxiety with figures is just buy damaged packaging. So I have to open the damn things. If you cared enough, I guess I didn't really show you, but it was on the rotating base. There is the pictures in the back of who else is in this particular wave. I already have Lance Archer. Never opened him yet. Probably should have opened him, but I don't think he'll be top 10 consideration anyway. And we have Cash Wheeler on All Out in Jacksonville. That would have been the pay-per-view, I believe, where they won the belts or lost the belts. I can't remember anymore. But yeah, let's get that out of here. That's garbage now because I tore it. And the alluring thing with this, there's the, wow, look at that. That just right in half. Right in half. Wow, they really slit that sucker. So the alluring thing for me with these guys, I never bought figures that have the tag belts yet. I had Scorpio Sky and I had his tag team partner as well. And I took them back. I had some buyer's remorse. I just didn't need those figures on the side. I also knew that I'd have to buy a Chris Daniels later. And I didn't want to have to go crazy. And SCU is not even a thing anymore. There's the nice shiny AEW tag belt. Very nice, very evil. And here's our top guy. And I guess this comes apart. There we go. You can see there's basically buttons there to get Cash's jacket off. So 2 buttons in the front. They are notorious for having ring gear. They are currently in almost like an 80s type of vibe going on. So this is kind of how they came in. This is definitely not the same sort of vibe that they had going for them when they first came in. This is something kind of relatively newer for them. So there that is. If you're curious, what I tend to do with the belts, I kind of tend to just basically poke a hole, not a hole, but put the thumb through one of the holes here. So he kind of half holds it. Usually I do it when they're holding it over their head, but that does the trick. So there he is. There's Cash. Pretty good representation. The hair looks pretty good here in the back. You can see he kind of has like the mullet kind of dealy going on. It's longer in the back. Now it's more of a mullet than it was before, but he has the shaving of the hair on the sides, which obviously is a little bit different. Fear the revolution. Follow the rules. you name it. They got a lot going on. All right, here's the back of this one. Again, the cross sell is right there. Lance Archer, Dax, Cash, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and Nyla Rose. Didn't really take much for me to pass on most of this wave. Didn't need more Jacksons. Not a big Nyla Rose fan. I'm just not. Sorry, not sorry. And Archer, like I said, is in the collection. So let's get Dax the Axe out of here. And again, no remorse, ripping this thing apart. Let's get it on camera as I rip the sucker. Yeah. All right, so typically speaking, I don't shred a box like this, but since it was damaged, I got no problem with it. There he is. Again, we have knee pads on both of them. The knee pads look to be the same from what I can tell, although we do get the knee brace here on Dax the Axe. Safe sculpts aren't great. They're not bad, but they're not great. They could be better, to be honest. But I'm sure we'll get multiple versions of this tag team, like we do with all the tag teams in AEW and all the figures, especially now that they have this amazing 80s music going on. They do have that plastic here on the knee to basically prevent the knee brace from having that, I guess, the black rub off on the skin tone. So I'm okay with that. I like how they protect the figure. Same jacket again. You can see here how it does have the 2-button system. Nothing on the back, which is surprising. Thought they'd have FTR or something on the jackets, but still pretty cool. And again, same AEW belt that we were talking about before. Hands on these guys. Basically, all the skin tone, everything is the same. Different head sculpt. The legs look a little bit thicker on Dax the Axe. So at least they didn't give the exact same bodies for these. They did mix it up at least a little bit. It didn't totally cheap out on it. But there they are. And there goes the belt. So I'm digging them. I like it. I wanted them on the shelf. I wanted 2 on card to go on my shelf as well. And they're eventually going to. So top guys are here in the collection. They will also be considered for top 10 wrestling figures of the year. I might cheat if I put a tag team on my top 10 list. I might cheat it a little bit, and I might put them on as 1. That's the thing when you're doing your own top 10 list that I like. You can do whatever the hell you want to do because it's your list. So I will at some point, be somewhat cheating on my list somewhere because sometimes figures just go very well together. And I think that it makes sense to pair them up with one another. So yeah, there's our FTR figures. You can see in the back here, we do have another prominent tag team member in AEW being Luchasaurus. He is obviously Jungle Express. He's hanging out back there. To give you an idea in size, he is a big boy, Lucha. So you can see Lucha here on the rotating base. What a fall. There they go. There it is. We can call it a night everybody fell. So there's Lucha up here. If you wanted to basically see top guys lined up with them, this is what they look like size-wise. They are smaller. Luchasaurus is a big dude, so that does scale relatively well. I will say Luchasaurus, I'm not a huge fan of. His legs are have a really wide base to them, which is pretty crazy. You know, he basically will do a split, which is crazy, which he's a very mobile, agile figure. But anyways, there they all go again. That's what we have happening here. So we're not going to be on real long tonight, guys. It is the holiday. As I said, I'm wrapping gifts, doing some other crazy stuff here, getting ready for AEW later on tonight. So I do thank you for joining me. As I said, I was going to take a Wednesday off. However, I have that certain Marvel Legends 3-pack coming to me via a friend of ours from Florida. Maybe you know what I'm talking about. Maybe you don't. I don't know. If you don't know, you'll find out because I will post on Instagram once it's in my hands. Very excited to get that particular 3-pack right before the end of the year. So that'll be pretty cool. He's falling down again, but it's okay. We'll pose him back up there. So everybody, thanks for watching tonight. I hope you have a happy holiday season. If you're celebrating Christmas Eve and Christmas Day in the next 72 hours, please be safe and responsible, and please be careful. Please enjoy time with your families. Obviously, it's that time of year. You know, it's stressful. You know, it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to get there, but it's good to spend time with the families. Be careful. I know that whole pandemic thing is still going on. It is what it is, but we just got to be careful, right? So everybody, I appreciate your support. I will be live with you one more time before the end of 2021. Start checking out those top 10 videos if you are interested. I don't know which is going to drop first, but one will probably be out by Sunday. And then we'll look throughout the rest of next week. And tomorrow I'm doing one more toy hunt that I already have in the can ready to go to put out as a video for tomorrow evening. So everybody have a great holiday season. Be safe out there this Friday, Saturday, and even tomorrow as we head into the holidays. Buckle up. Get a designated driver for partaking in the sauce. And ultimately, everybody, thanks for being here. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing all of you at the pegs. Cheers, everybody. Have a great night.